Hey friends, I just got back from camping like, I don't know, 2 hours ago and took a shower, got everything unpacked, and checked some news on my feed. And I had a ton of messages from people talking about, I guess there's a content creator program of some sort, and they have, I don't know, like an early beta, if you will, or a content creator client to Persona 5X. And in this, people are noticing the banners, and the banners are not having the guaranteed 110 pull rate that we've been talking about on this channel. So I want to do a quick video. We're not gonna make this a very long one. And I want to talk about that and my thoughts for one, and for two, how to kind of address your pulls if this ends up being true. So the first thing I want to say is the game, as far as I can tell, it's still beta clients. I did go through a little bit of Legion Gaming's stream. He had like a 6-hour stream maybe. I was just trying to get to where the banners themselves were. And I did notice they have the Joker banner, so it looks like it's the launch one, which I don't think anyone will be surprised by. I saw some confidant stuff around Yui, which tells me she's probably going to be the second banner. I would not be shocked by that whatsoever, but if nothing else, it's probably not far off. And then I didn't see specifically him click into the Joker banner. I might have been scrubbing too fast, but others have been reporting this, so I'm going to take that as a fact. And the first thing I will say is it is still potentially a beta client. Now I'm going to operate on the thought here that it's going to be just the 50/50 banner now, just because of what we've seen, and it's got to be close to the launch build at this point. We're talking, what, a week and a day, or maybe just a week before this actually hits global. So I don't think there's going to be radical changes to the client, but it's not to say there aren't some differences, and maybe they do throw it in there last second, I don't know. But for now, I'm going to assume that this style banner, this, 110 guaranteed to get that on a 5-star pull, won't be there, and we're going to have the 50/50. What does that mean? If you saw some of my other videos, you know about the rates and things. But essentially, the biggest difference that you have here is you only have to get to 80 to get to your pity number, where you're guaranteed a 5-star pull. But when you hit this 5-star pull, you have a 50/50 shot of getting the character you want, so the banner character, or some other 5-star from the pool. And if you miss your 50/50, then the next 5-star you pull will be the banner unit. So the worst case is, you could end up with 160 pulls because you went to pity twice. Hopefully it doesn't happen too often to too many people. So how does that change, my plans, and what would I recommend for you? So I did see that they have the beginner banner where you get to select between Ryuji, An, and Morgana when you get to 50 pulls. Originally, I was going to pull on that first, get the one that I wanted, and then move over to the Joker banner and dedicate my resources to getting him. Now I'm going to flip that. Because it's 50/50, I may end up failing, on that first 5-star pull. God knows my gacha luck isn't always great. And if I do, let's say hypothetically I pulled in An. Well, now I know on my beginner selector, I don't want to pull her unless I was going for, a duplicate. And so instead, I would say, okay, well, let me get one of the other two because I know I already got this, by going for Joker and failing. If I go for Joker and I get him on my first 50/50 pull, fantastic. I'll still go right back to that beginner selector, and I'll go with my original plan, which is to grab, actually probably Morgana's who I'll grab first if I'm pulling Joker. But either way, I don't want to walk myself down a path where I'm like, focus on beginner banner, get my selector, and then, oh, my first 5-star pull is a duplicate. It would feel bad to me. It's not really what I want to do. And then I'll still throw a couple, maybe at the standard banner, but we talked before, I'm not going to get crazy into that this early in the game. I'm going to wait till some more units kind of fill out that roster before I really care about pushing that 300 limit. The other thing I noticed too, and I honestly spaced this, is the kind of beginning contract book, which is like, missions that walk you through things you should be doing in the game. I showed it in my last video a little bit. When you finish step 1, which is like 7 pages, and it's a lot of, missions and things, won't take you too terribly long, but it's not like a day 1, day 2, day 3 sort of a thing. When you finish page 1, you also get another selector for Ryuji, An, or Morgana, it looked like. And so the great news there is now you've got the beginner selector, potentially grabbing one on the 50/50, just, if your luck on Joker's bad. You've got this contract book, whatever, step 1 reward. And when you finally get to 300 pulls, if you haven't grabbed them just on the way on the standard banner, you can round out your Persona 5 cast with choosing one of those. Now, is that going to be your best play? It honestly depends on what picks you've had. And, I can't really tell you without seeing what your account looks like. But it does mean that you've got a way to round out that initial P5 cast, which I'm personally excited for because I plan on using all of the Persona 5 cast on my playthrough. But that's it. Again, I didn't want to drag this out, but I also don't want to hype this up with doom and gloom. Oh my God, we don't get that, 110 guarantee at launch. As much as I would love, this, again, could surprise us and pull it out. I think it came out roughly around the 6-month mark on the Chinese server. Maybe it's all the way until then and we've got to wait. Maybe they pulled in early. We don't know. But for now, gonna, assume that it's going to be only the 50-50, and I'm just going to pull on Joker first, check my luck there, and then move over to the Selector banner. And I think that's your safe play if you're pulling on Joker, or if you're pulling on like Yui and she's, soon to be thereafter. And I'll do some guides on them and tell you if I think you should pull them or not. But that's it. Again, short and sweet. Hopefully I didn't take too long. And yeah, I will see you in the game here in like a week. So can't wait. Take care.